I'll tell you one more thing. The BMW has actually announced the BMW G310RR, which has actually minor differences from this one. So that motorcycle. What's up YouTube? Today we have the TVS Apache RR310 BTO, the latest version. So BTO means built to order. This is unlike any other motorcycle that we have seen in India. TVS has given us a choice to customize the motorcycle for our choice. Probably you might have seen my last Apache's review. Basically there are not much difference if you are seeing from the engine side or riding modes, but there is a hell lot of difference when the BTO came in. So BTO has two options basically. As I said, it's a customizable motorcycle for your needs. So there are two kits available for this. One is the racing kit and the dynamic kit. So compared to the previous version, in the dynamic kit actually, you will get a fully adjustable suspension in the front. You see that? Fully adjustable in the front. Not just in the front, as well as the rear. So fully adjustable KYB suspension in the front and the back, as well as you'll get a brass chain which actually has anti-rusting properties. So this is the dynamic kit, and the one more kit which is available is the race kit. So what race kit does is it will lower the clip-on a little bit. You can see it over here, a minor lowering of the clip-ons, and you will get a race set foot peg. It is all prepped up for the racetrack. Not just the racetrack, it is actually purposed for anything, be it for city riding, touring, racetrack. So that's the main difference of this motorcycle compared to the earlier version. So let's look around. So this is a new paint scheme which TVS has given for the BTO versions. Basically you can have a number as well if you like to have some specific number over there. TVS also does that. They take the order and make you the motorcycle. So looking around on the front section, we'll see the same headlight that we have seen in the previous version, which actually works like a charm. No need of an auxiliary light. And whenever I look to the RR310, what I always feel is that it looks like a middleweight motorcycle, like the 600cc's. I mean, look at that styling, the front section, the fairing, the portion that you see between the seats, everything looks like a premium 600cc motorcycle. So coming towards the side, again the same fairing that we have seen with the previous motorcycle. A little bit of rattling is there. This motorcycle have ridden almost 5,000 kilometers, so a little bit of rattling is there. And the front, we have the fully adjustable suspension. Currently I have set it to the one of the softest sides so that I can have a little more comfort. And towards this side, here we have the same exhaust that we have seen with the previous version, as well as the BMW's G310R and G310 GS and all. The sound is all same. And coming towards the rear section, look at that. What a beauty. I have no words to explain how beautiful this motorcycle looks, especially from this angle. So that's all walking around. So without wasting much time, let's go for a ride. This motorcycle is actually not meant for off-roading, but still I just took it this place for a photo shoot. By the way, this is not at all a tall motorcycle. You can see that. And completely planted foot on both sides for my height. And from this angle, just looks like a 600cc motorcycle. So walking through the switches on the handlebar, here we will see the caution lamp switch, a 4-setting button, a back button, set button up and down, where I'll walk you through all the things when it comes to the dial. And here we have the indicator and the horn. The reach toward the indicator and the horn is little less, but it's okay. And on this side we have an integrated kill switch and an ignition. And once we turn on the dial, it has a lot of information. You can connect your phone via Bluetooth. It can give you turn-by-turn navigation. It has trip meters, all trip distance, everything available. Whatever you ask for in a 600cc or a little class, you have it in this motorcycle. By the way, this motorcycle has 4 riding modes. You can easily change the riding mode by pressing the top button. I'm riding in the track, so you press the set button, you will see a hell lot of things like ride mode, trip details, vehicle details, preferences, everything. I don't want to walk you through all the things because I've already done it in my previous Apache review. Now let's keep it rolling. So as I mentioned, on the BTO we get the fully adjustable suspension in the front and the rear. When I got this motorcycle, it was kind of in the track setting. Since it was raining for the past few weeks, the roads in Bengaluru is too bad now. You can see that there is absolutely no undulation on the handlebar, even though I can see some undulation on the road. That's how the BTO has worked well for me. So if you're having bad roads in your area, put the suspension to a softer side, or if you're touring, again put it on to a medium setting, and once you reach the track, put it to the hardest setting or whatever setting that you like and ride it. Oh, we have a kind of open road here. By the way, this motorcycle has ample amount of power to use in our road conditions, because I was using this motorcycle for a week time, and until now I feel that I was keeping myself on top of the line in city rides or on highway rides. So the power and things are really nice. This motorcycle is actually better when it goes to the mid RPMs and the higher RPMs. So you ring it loud, you'll get it. By the way, this motorcycle comes with 4 riding modes: rain, road, sport and track. So on the rain and the road mode, you have a cutoff at 8k rpm, so that your speed is limited, as well as the ABS intervention is more. Of course, in the rain mode you need more ABS intervention. In the road mode it will be little less, but when it comes to the sports mode and the track mode, you have full power. By the way, this motorcycle comes with ride-by-wire technology. Again, one of the very few motorcycles has this technology in the segment. So in the track mode, we have a very sharp throttle response. If you don't know how to use the throttle, you might feel that the throttle is a little choppy, but it's a matter of getting used to it, that's all. But in the sport mode, you'll get a little more mellow kind of a throttle response with full power. You can redline all the gears, no problem. So on an engine side, I'll say that this is much a beginner friendly motorcycle. And to talk about the heating issues as well, there is not much of a heating issue that I face now. It has improved a lot compared to the previous version, especially the version that it has launched. And another thing which I found with this motorcycle is that this motorcycle has GTT, that means glide through technology. That means if you are on bumper to bumper traffic, probably what we do is like we have to balance the clutch, give a little bit of throttle, and sometimes if you are new to motorcycles, you might end missing the clutch and the motorcycle can turn off. So that's understandable. This happens to everyone when they learn things. So the GTT is, if you are on bumper to bumper traffic, you don't have to throttle it. Just imagine you are in bumper to bumper traffic now, and it's in first gear, so I'm just leaving the clutch slowly so that it keeps rolling. So there is no knocking, so it keeps rolling. Don't have to do that accelerator clutch calculations. It just moves like that in 10 km, and this thing works in the second gear as well. So this is something nice if you are in a city where there are a lot of traffic. I really liked it because I don't have to put too much of pressure onto my right hand. So that's all about the engine. So let's talk about the other things of this motorcycle. You see that I wanted to deliberately show that to you, the kind of braking this has. Before we get into the braking, we have an open road, and let me show you how the RR310 pulls. It's pretty quick to do a 0 to 100, and I've done a 166 stop on this motorcycle. So let's come back to the other topics like the brakes. So the braking is excellent. I don't have any other words to say that, because the front brake itself is enough to control this motorcycle. And as well, this is in the track mode and very less intervention of ABS. So to the road use, it is kind of okay. But personally, I feel that the track mode should have an ABS switch off feature as well, because when we go to the track, it's better to turn off the ABS completely. And one more thing, when we are riding, we can actually change the riding mode. So only thing is like you just press the button and close the throttle and it changes. Actually, I think I told road mode instead of the urban. So it is like rain, urban, sport and track. And when it comes to the clutch feel, as I mentioned, the clutch feel is towards the lighter side. Not the lightest, but still towards the lighter side. I'm not so impressed with the gearbox, but still it is good. No false neutrals, but it feels a little clunky. And the feedback from the suspension, actually, when I got it, stock settings, it was a little onto a harder side, but there is no point in complaining that it is too soft or too hard, because everything is with you. You just play around based on your liking, and you have the motorcycle for you. And to talk about the seating comfort, rider seating comfort is really good. We have enough room to almost it like an upright riding motorcycle, but it's sporty, but I'm telling that a little more comfortable riding stance. And if you are pushing back and sitting, it is like a race bike. So we are putting a little bit of lean angle. You see that this is my normal riding stance, a little bit of lean angle, which makes this motorcycle a bit more to a sporty side. When compared to the discontinued CBR 250R and the Gixxer SF, this one is more sporty. I believe that this will be as sporty as the new RC390, but not as sporty as the previous version of the RC390. And the foot peg is slightly raised. And to talk about the vibration, there's a little bit of rattling feel, especially from the plastic around. Nothing from this side, which was one of the major issues that I felt with the very first version of the RR310, which got solved with the second version. On this one, there's a minor vibration coming over here, and you can feel it on your balls. If you're sitting so close to the tank, you can feel it, and a bit of a buzz feel on the foot peg as well. Surprisingly, not too much of buzz feel onto the butt, but towards the balls. You understand that, right? And when we cruise on this kind of a highway, this windscreen is giving a protection till 90 km/h, and it is super stable. This motorcycle has actually gone through a wind tunnel testing, so absolutely the windscreen is doing a fantastic job. And I have to really appreciate the way this mirrors are built. One request to the people who are gonna buy this motorcycle is that I know that mirrors looks absolutely kick-ass when you fold it on. Learn to use the mirrors. It is not just about the looks. These mirrors actually gives great visibility. And I haven't talked about the Pillion Comforts. So the Pillion also get the same amount of seating comfort from the Pillion seat. But the thing is, the Pillion seat is a little smaller, as well as the grab rail is also a bit on an odd side. I believe that TVS has focused on building a race motorcycle, not a Pillion friendly motorcycle. But if you have someone who is so much enthusiastic to come for your rides and all, then probably he or she can sit in the Pillion seat. Otherwise, I don't suggest this motorcycle for a great Pillion riding. And when it comes to the tires, actually this comes with good profile tires, and by stock this comes with Michelin Road 5, which is again great for track riding and road riding. And by the way, this motorcycle actually comes on road for around 3,70,000. The normal model actually comes for 3,50,000. So it's the difference is around 20 to 15k rupees. So if you see, with that kind of a difference, you get a fully adjustable suspension in the front, fully adjustable in the rear, you get a better chain, and with the race kit you get a rear set foot peg if you want, and a lower clip-on if you want. That amount of 20k is definitely value for money. And for 3.7 lakh, I'll say that if you are looking for a good touring motorcycle, a good city motorcycle, and a good track motorcycle, this is kind of a steal deal. I'll tell you one more thing. The BMW has actually announced the BMW G310RR, which has actually minor differences from this one. So that motorcycle doesn't get Bluetooth connectivity, the fully adjustable suspension, but still it costs 15k more. So in that sense, if you ask me, it is definitely value for money. But I'll hold my words on the BMW G310RR because I am yet to ride that motorcycle, and I'll give you an opinion about that, how it feels and all, because that actually runs on a different engine oil and all. So we'll have it discussed in a little later video. And this motorcycle actually goes for service once in a year or 10,000 kilometers, and e-service will cost you something like 3,000 to 4,000 rupees, which is kind of okay because the service is done in 10,000 kilometers. That means it has a longer service interval, and 3,000 to 4,000 rupees is kind of understandable. Only one thing is you might have to do a chain loop, which will cost around 200 rupees once in 750 to 1000 kilometers. That's all. So that's the maintenance part. And when it comes to the mileage, you'll be getting a mileage of around 26 to 30 inside city if you are having bumper to bumper traffic all the time, and on highways you'll get something easily like 30 to 35. And now let's see whether this will fit your requirement. So if you're someone who is looking to buy a big motorcycle in the single cylinder, definitely I'll say this is one of the best. I have to say that because the Apache RR310 look just kick-ass. The only one thing is, in terms of road presence, is that this doesn't have that kind of a catchy exhaust note in the lower revs, but it goes to the higher revs, it feels like a race bike. But inside city we won't be getting that. Sometimes you'll feel that it's kind of an odd exhaust note. And in terms of rideability, as I mentioned, if you are buying this bike, learn to adjust the suspension by yourself. It's not a rocket science. If you just be with a mechanic, you can learn it in 10-15 minutes. And when it comes to the highway, as I mentioned, there's a little bit of vibration feel that I'm getting. Otherwise, if you're planning to cruise at a speed of 120 or 140, it's okay. It's quite stable. I was feeling quite comfortable to ride even on 150 because the brakes are good. If you are planning to cruise from 80 to 120, you're good to go. And when it comes to off-road, it's a hell no. Even though this motorcycle doesn't have any ground clearance issues, I'll say hell no, because if you drop the motorcycle, the first thing you're just gonna hit is the fairing. If you are looking for a track motorcycle, in my personal opinion, the suspension is completely adjustable. That means you have complete control on your corner confidence. And when it comes to the braking is also good. Again, here as well, only one minor thing, if you are totally ringing out the throttle, is it's a little vibey. There's a little bit of rattling sound which might make you a little tired. Otherwise, absolutely a kick-ass motorcycle for all kind of use. So that's my personal take about the new Apache RR310 BTO. I hope you like this video, and if you have any doubts on the motorcycle, do let me know. I'm more than happy to share my thoughts about this motorcycle. So as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye. By the way, there is no need to do that rev matching as well because this comes with a slipper clutch. Now let's roll on.